started making custom bikes a few years ago because I've been working in shops pretty much all my life until I moved to Oregon, and I didn't want to work at shops anymore, but I still wanted to be involved in the bike industry of some facet, but I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do that anymore. And so after a couple years here, I realized that frame building was going to be a pretty rad way to be a part of all that. It's something that I've always been a person that likes to make things, create things, and build things, and so it seemed like a really solid way to get into something that I was not going to get sick of, that I was going to be able to consistently learn new things and, you know, get better at, and, you know, and still be doing the same thing when I'm 70 years old. I'll still be learning new things every day. It's just the nature of performing a craft. A lot of customers just want the aesthetic of a custom bike. You know, you can do anything with it visually, but that's really kind of like, you know, that's just the afterthought of a custom bike. Custom bikes are made to fit you perfectly. They're going to respond to your body like no other bike is because they're made to your dimensions. You know, like I make bikes with half a degree different seat tube angle, or, you know, 5 degrees different seat tube angle than what would be coming off the shelf. Different lengths, just everything's proportionally set up to maximize what you want out of a bike. With a custom bike, you can make it do anything you want. You can pick a purpose. You can pick 10 purposes that you want this bike to fulfill, and the frame builder should be able to accommodate that and make the bike be your ultimate bike. You gotta make this shit look perfect, you know? Whether you're like making bikes, or you're a machinist, or you're woodworking, you're doing any sort of craft, it takes a special person to dedicate themselves to a craft. Because you're alone a lot, you're in your shop working a lot, you have to be really into what you're doing and really into learning about what you're doing, because anybody can, you know, figure out how to put something together, but a real craftsperson is going to figure out how to do it better every single time, and figure out how to make it more awesome every single time they do it, and that's all part of, you know, learning and being better at it. And, you know, and especially today, like with, you know, custom bikes, it's a really competitive market, and people are doing amazing things out there. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Cleveland or, you know, Rhode Island or any place, you know, Florida, like there's people everywhere making rad bikes, putting their own experiences into it and coming out of it with some, you know, really awesome products that people haven't thought of before, different spins on things, and so you really have to be up on it and into, you know, progressively learning about your craft to stay competitive with everybody else. I like a really clean aesthetic. I do really simple designs, and I think that draws a lot of people in. And, you know, a lot's to be said for my graphic designer that designed the logos and things of that nature too. He really nailed it and allowed me to put out bikes that, you know, because no matter how good I build a bike, you know, what the paint looks like and what the graphics look like on it and what goes on around it, kind of designing the atmosphere of and the attitude of the bike has a lot to do with it. And my friend Caleb Everett designed an amazing logo and head tube badge and kind of, you know, identity around the company that people identify with really well. My painter nails the paint all the time. Down at Class Act, they do an amazing job on the paint, and so I think it's just like all that together, you know, I just kind of was able to take all these people that do rad things in their fields and put them all together with my bikes, and, you know, you put that much talent in one situation and people are going to be into it, I think, so.